Hi folks, it's Aileen. It is Monday night. It's around 8 o'clock. Yeah, just gone 8. So I said we'd do our live Q&A. Tonight I want to discuss something that can be quite controversial. But it is something that came to my mind last week because of a broadcast I watched on social media, and it reminded me of a little bit of how I was in a similar situation a few years ago. Hi Teresa, and hi Patricia, and I think it's worth having a chat too, because sometimes we don't know how to deal with situations that come, in our business or in our hobbies until we listen to somebody who's been through it. It's pretty much the same in life, isn't it? Hi Jill, thanks, loads of you joining in. So I said tonight we'd discuss the issue of copycats, right? Because I have seen, hi Teresa, I have seen, but on a few groups, and I have seen this a lot over the years. Hi Jean. And people don't know how to deal with it. And I don't like posts. Hi from Wexford. Hi Jill. I don't like to see posts about people talking about, that their work is being copied. Hi Marie. Because everybody comes in supporting you and telling you, oh, that's terrible. But if you actually look at that thread, it's a very negative thread. So let me tell you what happened last week, which is why I want to discuss this, right? Hi, Kerry. I don't know what I was doing with my phone last week, but I was fiddling with it and I ended up on IGTV. And I hadn't meant to. I'm on IGTV, but I hadn't uploaded anything in ages, and I don't know how I ended up there. But anyway, I ended up there, and there was a girl sitting in her car, and she had the phone like this, obviously because it's vertical. IGTV is vertical. For those who don't know what IGTV is, sorry, it's the new Instagram video platform. So she's sitting in her car, and she has her phone in front of her like this, and she's talking into her phone. And she was getting quite upset, so she caught my attention. Now, I have no idea who this girl was, right? I don't follow her. It's just something that happened to pop up on my screen. So, but I got involved. I started listening to the conversation, to what she was saying. And it ended up, she was a businesswoman. She is a businesswoman. In England, she runs a business with herself and her husband. And they, in the line of upcycling, and they make a product, right? I won't go into any more detail in case anybody would know her. So they make a product, right? Now it's a product that's made all over the world, but they make a particular version of this product, right? And she had obviously put up a post recently saying about her work being copied. And she came on live on IGTV to thank the people for their support, right? But in doing it, she also explained about the post, which I hadn't seen. And it transpires that her and her husband make this product. And she has found over the last year that people were ringing her up, asking all about this product. How do you make it? Oh, isn't it fabulous? And what do you do this? And how do you do that? And then disappearing off the face of the earth. And then suddenly, they have a Facebook page and with a name very similar, and they're making the same product. And then she said that there was also a customer of hers who bought a product off of her, who'd shared us on social media a year ago, tagged her business, the way you guys tag Shabby, so she got to see it. But a year later, she blocked this woman and her husband so that she couldn't see any posts, but obviously a friend saw it. And she then showed the product again as being her own work, right? And when this woman was telling this story, on IGTV. You know, she put her hand up to her chest and she was really emotional. She was getting very upset. And she said this, and how she phrased it was, she said, that really hurts me, right? That's how she phrased it. Now, I don't normally ever comment on things like this. I don't normally even watch them, to be honest. But this struck a chord with me, and I thought, you know what, I am going to comment on this. So I did a big long comment. And I said, I don't know this woman from Adam. And she could have taken it one of two ways. Thankfully, she took it the good way. And her husband even came in. But I gave her the piece of advice that I had been given years ago when this happened to me. Now, before we go into, because some of you might be thinking, oh, for God's sake, you know, this is, you know, why would anybody get... It is mainly people who have started their own little business, right? Now, even when I was in DCU and I was mixing with women entrepreneurs who had startups that were going to be worth millions in years to come, right? They all had an emotional attachment to this business. This is their baby. It was their thought, their energy, their hours. So whether you're making jewellery, whether you're restyling furniture, whatever it is you do, you've put your heart and soul into it and you are emotionally involved, right? So I knew where this woman was coming from, but I was in a very similar situation some years back and I was emotionally involved and I couldn't distance myself and I couldn't see clearly until someone said to me one day, and this is what I said to her. I said to her, I introduced myself and I said to her that from a fellow businesswoman, I'm going to give you a piece of advice that someone gave me once and totally changed my life, really, because it changed my business and how I saw my business. And I said to her, you need to stop. You need to stop what you're doing, because posts like that don't do you or your business any favours. I said, while you give your thoughts and your energy to these people, to this negativity that is coming at you, you're attracting more of it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, while you focus on these other people that are doing whatever they are doing, you know, copying you, you know, whatever, doing a business, you know, it's quite similar to yours that you feel. While you're concentrating and focusing on them, you're not focusing on your business. So you're going to let your little business go if you keep giving them all your focus, right? And this is what a man said to me. And it was like a light bulb moment that went off in my head. And I went, oh my God, of course. And then he said to me, and I said to her, the best form of revenge is success. Just concentrate on where you're going and you will be successful in your business. Stop thinking about whether that person is copying you or not copying. Just leave them out there, because they don't last long, right? Anyone who has little or no imagination themselves, that they have to completely copy somebody else's, they won't last. But also, they're never going to be as good as you. I have done classes where I have taken in, say, a decoupage heart, and 20 people have done, I've shown them what to do, and 20 people have attempted to do exactly the same as I have showed them, right? And they're never the same. They're never, they might look the same, you know, in a picture, but they're not the same. So if you are making jewellery, if you're sewing, if whatever your craft or your business is, and you come across somebody that you think is copying your style or just ignore them. Just push them out there, because I have had that happen to me so often but it's never as good. Well, I don't think it's ever as good as what I do. So don't worry about it, but also don't feed into, people don't, this group is a very positive group. We don't tend to have threads and conversations like that. It's all very positive, thankfully. But if you do come across threads like that on other group, don't feed into it, because you are making that person feel better at the time. You know, you're saying, oh, poor you, and you know, I'm sorry, and these are awful people, but the threads tend to get very negative, you know, and you're not doing her any favours, you know. Try and give her the advice that I did. So anyway, I gave this woman this advice, right? And it was a public comment. I didn't message her because I didn't know her. And next thing, the husband of the business, I see a notification that he has come in on the conversation. I'm thinking, oh God, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. But he came in on the conversation and he said, thank you very much for that really good advice. So obviously, I think he had been trying to say to her, stop concentrating on other people, stop, you know, thinking about them, and just concentrate on your business, because you will be successful if you focus on your business and where you're going, rather than be concentrating on other people who may or may not be copying you. But also, to be quite honest with you, you know, imitation is the biggest form of flattery. So if you are, hi Diane, oh, I haven't told Tommy yet. He's only just come home. I'll tell him in a minute about your parcel. But if you do come across instances where, you know, somebody is copying you, or you think they're copying you or copying your ideas, please try not to get upset about it. Try and look at it the way I've just explained there, that it'll never be as good because they don't put their heart and soul into it. But also, here's another way to look at it, right? Very few of us are original. Hi, Medela. God, yous are all on tonight. Hi. Very few of us are original artists, right? Who come up with something, you know, very different. Say hello. A lot of you are saying hello. Hi, Medela. And when I was painting furniture, a lot more obviously than I am now. Hi, Ailey, we needed to hear that advice. Oh, really? Oh, Kerry, that's great. I'm so glad. You know, give me, if you, hi, Barbara, if you have any questions or if you want to share your experience, please do. I think I can invite you on screen, actually. If you want to come on and share your experience with somebody, I can invite you on. So just let me know. I've lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? The other thing about, oh yes, so very few of us are that good that our work is completely original, right? There are some, probably not me. And you have to remember, where do we get our inspiration from? Hi Geraldine, God, you're all on. Where do we get our inspiration from? Well, I know when I paint, when I was starting off, let's say, when I couldn't think of what I wanted to do, I went on Pinterest. I looked at other groups, or this group, or whatever. I looked at other people's work, or stenciling on a piece, and I got inspiration from those pieces. Now, I didn't completely copy it, but I certainly had that in my head as I started my piece, if you know what I mean. So we do get inspiration from each other, and that is a good thing. That's not a negative thing, because this is how we grow. This is how we learn. What is the best way to set up your own small business? How does it work legally, etc.? Where are you based, Kerry? Are you based in Ireland? Let me check that, because there's no point in me going into the Irish if you're not in Ireland. So yeah, I got my inspiration from other people when I was starting off, of course, and I hope that a lot of the things I have done over the years have inspired you. Oh, Westmeath in Ireland. Okay. So I wasn't going to go into this, but okay, let's lead on to it. How do you start your own business? Well, when I was starting my own business, the first thing I did was become a sole trader. So I registered my business name with CRO. So just go on to cro.ie and think of a business name. So let's say mine's Shabby, right? So I go on to the CRO. Actually, that's not what my business name actually is registered under. It's still So Darn Pretty. So I go on to the CRO and I look up Aileen's Upcycles, right? And that tells me whether that business name is taken or not. And if it's not taken, then you can register it as your business name. And that only costs about, I think it's 20 or 30 euro now, right? And Honey Secret's painting a table to avoid drips down the legs. Okay. We're on business at the minute, Barbara. I'll try and come back to that. Yes, just roller, Barbara. Anyway, unless they're spindles, I'll get back to that. So I registered my business name. I became a sole trader as opposed to a partnership and a company. And then I opened a bank account in the name of the business. Now, you can't open a business bank account without having your CRO cert first. So that's the sequence. Go onto the CRO first, register a business name, register yourself as a sole trader. It's very inexpensive. And no, you're right, it's not rocket science. And then open a bank account. And then you're pretty much ready to go, right? I was just telling someone today, I had a big meeting actually in Dublin today with a pen company. And I was telling them about when I started my shop, opened my shop 3 years ago. I had no idea how to run a business. I had no idea how to do invoicing. I had no idea how to do stock control. I had no idea where to even order stuff from, other than my paint, obviously. Wholesalers, things like that. All the little things that are really important. I had no idea. So I learned on the go. And I started my business with a loan from my mother. Have I ever told you this? Of €2,000. That was it, right? I got the keys of the shop the first week in January, and I couldn't open it until the 1st of March. I dragged in pieces of furniture from my own house. I bought cheap as chips furniture from the local buy and sells because I couldn't afford display furniture. There was a crappy old carpet on the floor that I only replaced a few months ago. Because I just thought, I'm hoping people won't look down at the floor because I couldn't afford and I gave the whole thing a new paint job, obviously. And when I had all that done, that cost me, I just bought that kind of out of our own money. My mother gave me €2,000 to stock it. And when I was telling the director of this company that today, he broke his heart laughing. He couldn't believe I started a shop and I opened it on €2,000. Now, looking back at that, there was very little in the shop. But I had loads of room for workshops and that, but it just shows you, if you really, really want to do something, you can. Now, every penny for the 3 years that I've been open has gone, well, certainly the 2.5 years, went back into the shop, to build it up and to get an e-commerce website. By the way, if you need to do an e-commerce website, don't forget you can get 50% of that paid by your local Leo. That was the only grant I did get, but I got $5,000 website and they paid $2,500 of it. So there is a lot of help out there if you know where to look. But setting up the business itself is very easy. Running the business is not. Running the business is a whole different kettle of fish. And I have to tell you, over the last few years, I've been very lucky because I am not only a creative person, but I'm also a very good manager of money. And I knew cash flow is king. So if anybody wants to come on camera, just let me know, please, and we'll have a discussion that everybody can watch. But an awful lot of creative people start businesses and are not good with money, are not good managing money. And if you're going to have a little business, you have to be good with money. You have to differentiate between, your household money and your business money. So a lot of you have little cottage industries at home, and I'm always telling you that, say you invest €100 to start and you buy a few cans of paint and you buy a little table. When you sell that table for hopefully 3 times what you bought it for, the profit from that does not go back into your house, does not go back into your pocket. It goes into the tin to buy your next lot of paint. That's called reinvesting your money. And that's what I did in the shop. By the way, I paid my mother back within 12 months. But every penny that came in went back in to the shop to buy more stock, to as I say, do the website, to buy my big, those big planters I have outside. They were huge money. They were €600. But, I wanted them for outside the shop. So every penny goes back in, and that makes your business stand on its own very quickly. Otherwise, you will never know whether you're making money or not. So, any more questions? I didn't mean to get onto that at all, but that's how I started my own business, and you can start it very inexpensively. But it's the running of the business, not the starting. We can all start it. it's keeping it going and learning to pivot would be my biggest advice. You can't just start one thing and just stay. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. That's not the way it works. What the business I started off with 3 years ago or 5 years ago, before I even before I even went into the shop, is completely different business than I have today. And this last few months, my business has taken a massive pivot in another direction. Obviously, with the change in what's happening with the paint. So, do not worry about copycats. You focus on you and your business, because if you believe in your business, none of them are going to make any threat to you at all. No one ever did to me. I totally believed in what I was doing. I still do. I believe in me. I believe in you. You guys have been with me for years, a lot of you. Let me just read some of these comments. Great advice, Aileen. Most difficult thing is deciding a price for a piece. Okay, no, it's not, Diane. Diane, you're on my in the exclusive group, aren't you? You're on my course. I have a document on my course, how to price commission work? Or maybe that's commission work. Did I ever do a document on how to price other work? Okay, here's how I price. Kathleen, that's a really good comment. I'll have to see more to get the rest of it. How to price. Okay, there's two different types of pricing. So let's say you buy in a piece of furniture. First of all, I have a document on this. I have it on the How to Start Your Own Business course. Okay, I'll try and upload it onto here, onto Shabby Chic Projects. Say you are buying, let's pick a piece of furniture, a bedside locker, right? A 3-drawer standard pine bedside locker. It doesn't matter what you ever do to that. It doesn't matter if you put gold bloody paint on it. It's never going to be worth more than a certain amount of money, right? Because it's a bedside locker. So you know the maximum you're going to get for that, right? So look at them new, look at what they're selling, reloved, and decide, right, I'm not going to get more than €90, say, for a bedside locker. So make sure you don't pay 60 for it to start off with. So you have your maximum price that you would ever pay for a bedside locker. So I had a list of furniture and I had prices beside them. So the bedside locker for me was a maximum of €25. I would never spend more than €25 on a bedside locker. And you normally they'll sell 2 of them for 50. You might even get them down lower. So the bedside locker that you pay €25 for, if you do a good enough job on it and you cost your products properly, you shouldn't spend more than another €20-25 on it. You shouldn't even spend that, because it's going to take that much paint, bit of decoupage, but you have to take into account your time. So say it has totally cost you €45-50, then you have to at least double your money on that, because you've spent, how long does it take a bedside locker? You've spent at least 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours, 2 hours on it anyway. 2 hours, yeah, you wouldn't spend more than that. So even at €10 an hour, lads, like you can stack shelves in Tesco's for €10 an hour. So I know you love what you're doing, but you have to factor in your cost. So say you put it up and you get €90 for it. Then you've done all right, okay? So this is how I price when I'm buying in something. I make sure that I have all my costings down. So I'll know a bedside locker will only take a quarter of a tin of paint, say. So I say, right, my tin cost me 20 quid. So that paint has cost me a fiver. I've spent 2 hours on it. Maybe I put a bit of stain. And I literally break it down. Like when I was doing the children's crafts, to work out that it was going to cost them €5 to spend half an hour with me, I had broken down the glue, the glitter, into like 10p, 20p. I'd broken down my costs. So I knew I was making money, because as much as I love what I do, you know, I also love lying on a beach in Barbados. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing this just because I love it. I'm doing it because I want to make money out of it, as most of you are, you know. Otherwise, you know, if you're just doing it for yourself, your house is going to be full of painted furniture soon, you know. Once you have your house done, you have to start moving on. And there's nothing more soul destroying than you putting a great amount of work into a piece of furniture, and then somebody says to you, you know, yeah, I'll give you 20 quid for that. So that's another example of when you don't get emotional. You do not go, 20 quid, you know. You just ignore the comment or say, no, thank you, you know, because there'll always be people out there who are chancing their arm. That doesn't mean your piece is only worth €20. Just somebody's chancing their arm, you know. So you stick to your guns, but start high. You could always come down. If your piece sells within a few hours, you more than likely have a price too cheap. I'm not saying it's not absolutely stunning and well worth it, and you just happen to find the perfect client, but more than likely you have priced it too cheap. If it takes 6 or 8 weeks to sell, you've probably priced it too dear. So it depends on where you're advertising it, obviously, too. But if it sells very quickly, I would be adding 10% onto my next piece. And if that sells quickly, I would be adding 10%. And keep adding 10% onto your price until it doesn't sell quickly. And then you've found where you need to be pricing that piece of furniture. But always give every piece of furniture, a sideboard, occasional table, have a maximum price that you will pay for that, and do not go over it, because otherwise you're not giving yourself the margin to actually make any money. Hi, Ali. Ali, how is your cat? Honey, is she all right? Oh, I was following you. My heart was breaking for you, because I hope she's all right. Hi, Anne. So has anybody got any more questions? So we've discussed copycats, we've discussed pricing, we've discussed how you start your business. If you have any more questions, type them in and I'll come back later on and answer. If there are any of you who want to come on with me live now, you can. If there are any of you who want to discuss something in particular or ask questions on something in particular next week, tell me beforehand and we'll arrange that I bring you on live. People love listening to more than just me. And it's always a lot more interesting. Now, I have some goodies down there. Now, do you know what? I'm going to show you this because I'm going to show people on Facebook Friday, right, next week. But I have a little thing here. I have 2 things, actually, that I got up in Dublin today. And I'm coming down the car and I have a terrible habit of talking to myself. She's a miracle cat, according to the vets. I have seen her because I love her. Oh, thank God. Thank God she's all right. I was coming down in the car today and I was looking at the things that were beside me on the seat. You're going to laugh at this, right? And I was so excited about what's on my lap here that my heart started beating really fast, right? I'm getting really excited, right? And, oh, thank you, the new hair. And my heart started beating really fast, right? And then I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, Aileen, people are going to think you are absolutely mad. Is there anybody else in the world? Is there any of you who would get so excited that your heart would beat really fast over this? This is a new a new roller, right, that I'm getting in. I'm not joking, lads. This is worth getting excited about. Because you know how I love my rollers, right? You are not alone. Okay, I have to slow down now because I'm actually getting excited again now. Okay, so I love my rollers. I paint everything with a roller and a small brush. My two favourite tools, right? I do not use a sheepskin roller. I only use a foam roller, right? So I was telling this company this today, and I said, because I always think you get a sprayed-like finish with a roller, right? By the way, there's a sprayer coming. Oh my God. Anyway. And next thing, they show me this set, right? Which is only retailing at $5.99, so it's no dearer than the others, right? But this set, actually says it on the thing, right? It says, the next best thing to a spray finish. Perfect with water-based coatings. It says it, look, it says it. The next best thing, right? So what it is, you know the way we use the foam ones, right? I'm at my happiest in a hardware store, right? It's a velvet flock top. Velvet flock, right? Outperforms ordinary foam sleeves. You are right, it does outperform ordinary foam sleeves. Right, I wish you could feel this. Look at this. I'm going to be getting them in, Bernadette. They came from a paint company that I was talking to today. Very excited. Anyway, also, this is a longer handle. Look, it's longer. I love that. And it's a really good, it's got a nice grip to it. The last handles, and I haven't got a big hand, when I put my hand on, I was kind of just at the end, right? This gives you a chance to do that. Look, put your hand up. Oh my God. And they match in colour. Look, green and green. There's so many things to be excited about with this roller, right? I know. 9 o'clock at night and I'm going on about a roller. I think I'm drooling. I am seriously nearly drooling. I cannot. I just know it's going to be. I cannot wait to get in and try this out. I am getting them in. Anyway, after I picked that up and I said, oh, I'm having that, right? I then saw this. So you know the way I love cutting in. I'm not a bristle brush user as a rule to paint a piece of furniture. I've used these kind of rollers the last 6 months. Mine are orange coloured. Ali, you never told us. Ha, ha, ha. Keeping all that to herself. Oh, that Ali Leandy, tell you. So this is called Pointed Precision. It retails at €5. I have bigger versions of this that I've got from the States, right? And I can't get them to, the logistics of bringing shit in from the States now is just, it's terrible. But anyway, when I saw this, I said, oh my God. I said, can I have one of them, please, to try? And they said, yes, you can. Look at it. Look at that. And they're strong bristles, but they're not hard. They're exactly like the ones I see from the States. Nice long handle. Perfect brush for cutting in. I cannot wait to get into the store tomorrow and try this brush out. Ali, have you tried that? Ha ha ha. Now, what make is it? Axis Decor? I don't know, but I know this paint company bring it in so they can supply me. I'm getting that in. I am in love with that brush. I might even look after that brush. Who's that? Bernard? Jesus, lovely. Yeah, so that's all I'm showing you. I wasn't even going to show you that. I'm supposed to be saving that for Friday. It's a fab brush. Magella Jennings, have you got that brush? Oh my God, Aileen, you should be on the show. I should be on the shopping channel. Yeah. I should. And look at this ring. And this is, except for me, it's paintbrushes and rollers. You need to buy this paintbrush. Oh, jealous of your blush. Aha, Ali. I'll be getting them in. They're only €5. I can't wait. But anyway, I got similar in Aldi. Excuse me, won't get this in Aldi. No. Oh God. Anyway, that's it for tonight. This totally changed from what do we like chatting? Anyway, I want to know what you want to discuss next week. You're always leaving it up to me. Let me know. You got some in Aldi. Michelle, bring me in one of those and we'll compare quality. Because I know you're near me. Tell me what you want to discuss next week. Tell me if any of you want to come on and have a discussion with me so that everybody can watch. You're an absolute scream. The Aldi ones are a lot thicker. Oh, I'll give you thicker. You shut up. You don't need them too thick. My brush is perfect. Someone bring me in an Aldi brush, please, and let me. There's no way Aldi do that quality. Sorry, don't believe it. Really enjoyed that, Aileen. Paint something. Not now. I'm going to bed now. I'm up since blooming all hours that I'm eating in Dublin. So I'll talk to you on Friday, Facebook Friday. I'm announcing the winner of one of my online courses. So if you haven't shared last week's, oh God, yeah, did you hear me curse? Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm amazed actually I haven't got caught out like that before, but yeah, potty mouth at the beginning of my Facebook Friday. But look, I'm Irish. I mean, that's what we do, isn't it? After that, I was defending Aileen's brushes. Oh, that's all right, Kerry. I see. Well, gold star for Kerry. Funniest online show ever. So I'll see you Friday. I'm announcing the winner. Get on and share because you can pick whatever course you want, or the ones that are coming up. And also, one of the girls from last week has not claimed her prize. I'm not messaging her. I have tagged her. And I'm sorry, but if you don't come back, then you're not really following the page. And kind of these giveaways are to say thanks. So I've got a box with a big product in it from last week that I'm going to give away on Friday as well. To somebody else who's always there. Patricia Ferry, another tip is to put your roller tray in a plastic bag. Yeah. When I was doing the house here, we were obviously painting every day for 6 weeks, and I just literally put cling film over I'd finish with it, roller, everything, and just wrap it in cling film and it'll be perfect for the next day. Eventually you have to watch it or throw it out. But that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining me. I really enjoyed your company tonight. I've laughed a lot. Filming is starting tomorrow on the upholstery course. I am really looking forward to that. I'm here I'll show you, with foam bits, look. I'm here with all this stuff on the floor, ready for the upholstering lady is coming into the shop tomorrow and we're going to film. So, lots happening. Take care, have a lovely evening. No need, Alien, I'll collect it instead of putting it. You're very funny, Mary. Yeah, we'll be there on Friday. You might get it. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.